Today, we're looking at the best version of every NBA franchise if every player was in their prime. I know that sounds a little confusing, so let me give you guys an example. Look at the Golden State Warriors. This is the 2018-19 Dubs, and every player on their squad is at the peak of their play. Here's another one, the early 2000s Wizards. Instead of having 40-year-old Jordan though, they get prime Mike. This Portland Trailblazers squad had an older Shawn Kemp and Scottie Pippen, but now they've got prime Pippen and prime Kemp playing alongside Sabonis. Minnesota had a young Chauncey Billups playing alongside KG, but now they get prime Chauncey. We get to see the Thunder Big Three all in their prime playing together. Also, you get prime Serge Ibaka, prime Kevin Martin, a good team. Son Shaq was definitely past his prime, but now they're gonna have an elite front court with Amari Stoudemire and Shaq. Imagine Nash throwing all those dimes too. This team's gonna be elite. By the time Kawhi Leonard was in his prime, Tim Duncan was pretty much washed, but that's not going to be the case anymore. You also get Spurs T-Mac here. If y'all don't know, Tracy McGrady was in San Antonio for a little bit. He was essentially a cheerleader, but now he's going to get to hoop. The Rockets tried to put together a big three of Hakeem, Barkley, and Drexler. It didn't really work out though, just because they were all pretty old, but now they're all going to be in their prime, so maybe it'll work out differently. This Raptors team won a chip in real life, but now they get prime Marc Gasol, prime Mr. Spin Move, and they've got Freddie V and Serge Ibaka. A good team. And also, I gotta give a quick shout out. They get prime Linsanity. Come on now. Detroit looks really good with prime Rodman, Joe Dumars, and Isaiah Thomas. Honestly, the Pelicans aren't too crazy. Nice to see Reggie hooping for the Pacers. The Nuggets have prime AI, Melo, and Chauncey. That is a nasty big three. You talk about teams that would have been crazy if everyone was at the peak of their play. Look no further than the Brooklyn Nets. I mean, I understand they were already really good with KD, Kyrie, and Harden. It was surprising when everything got ruined and they didn't win a championship, right? But you add prime Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan into the mix. Oh, it's about to get scary. The championship Mavs get a prime Jason Kidd. You're pairing up prime Dwight with prime VC. Now, there's definitely an argument to be made about what team would be better between this team and the 2021 Lakers if everyone was in their prime. But let's be honest, if we put the 2021 Lakers in here, I don't know if anybody's beating them. So instead, we've got the early 2000s Lakers when they picked up an old Karl Malone and Gary Payton. But of course, now these guys are going to be in their prime. And then you also get prime Shaq and Kobe. Over in New York, you get prime Jason Kidd alongside Amari and Melo. J. Kidd was like 40 by the time he made his way to New York, but now he's going to be at the peak of his play. You also got some other cool players here like J.R. Smith. Honestly, the Kings aren't too crazy. This is a pretty nice Jazz team, but they don't have a ton of depth. I mean, the Hornets look better than they do in real life. Miami's going to be crazy. Prime Ray Allen, prime Rashard Lewis, Shane Battier, Mike Miller, and of course Udonis Haslem alongside the big three of LeBron, Wade, and Bosh. You get Hawks T-Mac alongside ISO Joe, Al Horford, and Jerry Stackhouse. Also Jay Smooth. Yeah, this team is nice. Podcast legend Jeff Teague. What y'all know about prime Jeff Teague, man? He made an all-star team. Allen Iverson had a quick stint with the Grizzlies late in his career, but this is going to make for a stacked team now that you add prime AI into the mix. The Lob City Clippers picked up some old veterans who were past their prime, but that's going to play into their advantage here. You get Chauncey, Grant Hill, both in their prime now. Also prime Odom. Oh, the Celtics are about to be crazy. I know y'all have seen the Celtics Shaq memes, but now he's about to be an absolute monster for Boston. You pair him up with prime KG, Timberwolves KG in the front court. Add Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, Jermaine O'Neal, who was washed at this point as well. With all due respect, he was comp in his prime. But then you've also got Rajon Rondo, Uncle Jeff, Avery Bradley, Nate Robinson. Come on, man. And how could you forget about Kendrick Perkins? The 2018 Cleveland Cavaliers. Oh, this was a fun team. D-Wade, D-Rose, Bron, IT, K-Love. They would have been ridiculous if they were all in their prime. And now we're going to get to see that. Did y'all know Robert Parrish played for the Bulls? Apparently when he was 43 years old, he won a chip with them in 1997. But of course, in his prime, Parrish was really good. So now you get prime Robert Parrish alongside the championship Chicago Bulls. The Milwaukee Bucks, it's the current day team, but you add prime Brook Lopez, a little bit better version of Chris Middleton, and prime Dame, because at this point, Dame is down to a 90 overall in 2K. And our final team is the Sixers. They had a young Barkley alongside Irving and Malone, and now they get them all in their prime. Also, you get prime Bob McAdoo. And now that we're done with the roster breakdown, let's get into the simulation. Also, real quick, if you're enjoying the video so far, I'd really appreciate if you consider subscribing. We're getting close to 30K. Thank you guys so much for all your support. Season is wrapped, and in a league with prime MJ, prime LeBron, prime Kobe, Grant Hill wins MVP. I mean, no disrespect or anything, congrats to him, but that's crazy. Bob McAdoo wins 6th Man of the Year in Philly. Yeah, he's a 96 overall coming off the bench because the Sixers already had Barkley and Moses Malone in their front court. Shaq won Defensive Player of the Year, averaging almost 3 blocks per game. And Dirk was named Clutch Player of the Year. Nick Nurse was Coach of the Year for Philadelphia as they won 66 games on the season. Here's your All-NBA first team. You've got Grant Hill, Kevin Garnett, LeBron James, Baron Davis, and LeBron James again. On your second team, you've got Jason Kidd, Giannis Antetokounmpo, KD, Shaq, and Karl Malone. On the third team, it's going to be Kobe, Pippen, Harden, Chris Webber, and Tim Duncan. And then on all defense, you've got Wade, Grant Hill, KG, Kawhi, and Shaq. And then here's your second team as well. Checking out some of the top teams in each conference, the best in the West was the Golden State Warriors with 51 wins. They traded for Charles Oakley during the season. They traded Draymond for Charles Oakley. But obviously it worked for them as they won 51 games. At the 2 spot, you've got the Mavericks. I didn't expect them to be this good. And then at 3, it's going to be the Lakers. Yeah, they're just stacked up on talent. And at 4, you've got the Suns. Out east, the number 1 team was Philadelphia. I mean, yeah, they've got 4 96 plus players. The Nets came in second. Again, so much star power and great role players. The Miami Heat with Wade, Bron, Rashard Lewis, Bosh, and Allen came in third. And the Cavs were 4th with prime D-Rose, D-Wade, and LeBron. Now that we've looked at some of the best teams in the league, let's get into these playoffs. I'm going through round 1 pretty quickly, but if we get any game 7s, I'll jump in the Simcast. Out east, we've got a game 7 between Brooklyn and New York. Knicks versus Nets here in game 7. And the Brooklyn Nets were down by a lot in this game, but they're trying to storm back. We've got a 2-point game with 1:43 to go here. Knicks have the lead. And what's crazy is the Nets were a 2 seed. So if the Knicks won this series, obviously it'd be a huge upset. Jeff Green was at the line when we hopped in the game. He made both free throws. And now Carmelo Anthony's bringing it up for the Knicks. Melo working on Jeff Green here, trying to create some separation. Oh, he didn't even make any separation. He just went up with it and made it. Melo's one of the best tough shot makers of all time. Now Kyrie Irving has the ball for the Nets. Speaking of a tough shot maker, he fades from 3 and misses. Now the ball's going to go up to Jason Kidd. Kidd to the basket. Layup is good. The New York Knicks gain a 4-point lead quickly. Shout out Emmanuel. And now Kyrie Irving is bringing up the ball. Irving going to swing it over to Harden. I just noticed Durant is not on the floor for the Nets right now. And that's because KD fouled out. Anyways, back to the game. James Harden going to give it over to Blake Griffin. Griffin is defended by Rasheed Wallace. He finds Jeff Green. Green with the shot clock winding down finds an open Harden who knocks down a 3. You can't leave the beard that open if you're the Knicks. Come on now, man. Now Melo's bringing it up for New York. Do the Knicks have an answer after Harden's 3? Carmelo Anthony trying to make some room on Jeff Green. He's going to go to the basket here, fake a couple times, go up with the layup and miss. It's rebounded by DeAndre Jordan. Now the ball's going to go to Kyrie Irving. Irving up to Jeff Green. Green going to the basket on Melo, puts up a floater and misses. The Knicks get the rebound and give it to Jason Kidd. Kidd right back to Carmelo Anthony. Melo, defended by the smaller Irving, is going to go up with the layup and get it to go. The New York Knicks are up by 3. That does mean that the Nets have a chance chance to tie it here. Jeff Green is inbounding. He'll give it into Kyrie Irving. Irving defended by Kidd. Kyrie in his bag right now. Gonna go to the basket, and he swings it to Harden in the corner, who almost takes the three but doesn't. Now Irving's gonna have to pull, and he misses. Kind of an ugly possession for Brooklyn, and now they're relying on Melo missing a free throw to stay in this game, and realistically, that's not happening. First one for Melo is good, and that is going to do it. The Nets pull off the upset against the Knicks, 47 from Melo. Melo may not pass it too much, but you know he's gonna get you a bucket. And after that exciting Game 7, we've got another one coming up. The Mavericks taking on the Spurs. This is again a 2 versus 7 matchup. The 7-seeded Spurs are trying to upset the Mavs here. And we've got another game coming down to the wire. It is a 2-point game here, less than 2 minutes to go, and T-Mac's just gonna shoot it. As soon as we hop in, he ended up missing it though. Now Jason Kidd is bringing it up for the Dallas Mavericks. He's defended by Danny Green. Kidd gonna swing it over to Caron Butler for a 3, and he knocks it down. Big shot. And Dallas takes a 1-point lead in the Battle of Texas. McGrady looking for an answer, and he misses. Now the Matrix, Shawn Marion has it. He gives it over to Jason Kidd. Kidd to the basket. Layup is off, and it's rebounded by Steven Jackson. Stack is pushing the pace here. He's gonna swing it over to McGrady. T-Mac steps back for a midi and hits it. Oh my goodness, this man does not pass. He has shot every shot since we hopped in. And on the other end, McGrady is guarding Jason Kidd. Kidd's gonna get the screen here. And now Kidd dumps it down to Dirk. Nowitzki going to work on Steven Jackson, and he gets the layup to go. Ginobili gets the screen from Tiago Splitter, and he's gonna try and bounce pass. That was a bad pass. And now the ball goes to Shawn Marion. Marion gonna dump it down to Chandler. Now it goes out to Kidd for a 3-ball, and Jason Kidd with the defender in his grill knocks it down. And now the San Antonio Spurs are down by 4. It might be over for them. Spurs in desperate need of a 3-ball. Parker gets the screen from Duncan. They're gonna run a pick and roll, and Parker throws it away. That is going to do it. Dirk with 37, Jason Kidd 19 and 18, and San Antonio loses. And now all of our second round matchups are set. We've got the Golden State Warriors taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder. This is gonna be fire. We've got KD versus KD, Russ versus Curry, Clay versus Harden, and of course Kendrick Perkins versus Boogie. We've also got Dallas versus LA. This is set to be a good one. Kobe and Shaq taking on Dirk and Kidd. And then out east, it's Philadelphia taking on the champion Raptors in their prime. And then we've got the Miami Heat taking on the Knicks, Bron versus Melo. Wow, the Lakers got swept by the Mavs. But these other series have been much more competitive. We've got a Game 7 coming up between Miami and New York. And then we've got another Game 7 to check into later between the Warriors and Thunder. And it looks like the Heat are going to dominate against the New York Knicks in this one. LeBron James with a triple-double. And now we've got OKC versus Golden State. This should be a good one. Hopefully it's close. Unfortunately, it isn't going to be very close. I would have loved to see some gameplay, but KD and the Warriors dominate. 41 and 11 for Durant, 32 from Curry, 20 from Iggy. And Thunder KD had a great game as well, but it's not going to be enough. Now our conference finals are set. Golden State versus Dallas in the West, and in the East, it's Philly versus Miami. The Miami Heat take care of Philadelphia in a sweep, and Golden State and Dallas were tied up at 2 apiece headed into Game 5, where the Golden State Warriors dominated. It was Kevin Durant again just hooping. And now the Warriors are 1 game away from facing LeBron James and the prime Miami Heat. But the Mavs are fighting in this one. It looks like they're gonna take it this time. The Mavs end up winning Game 6. So we've got a winner go home Game 7 coming up, Warriors versus Mavericks. And the Mavericks are going to destroy the Warriors in this one. Dirk is leading his team to the finals, so we get Mavs versus Heat, much like we saw in 2011, where Dirk and the Mavericks ended up winning the championship. We'll see if this time there's a different outcome. Let's get into this series. Game 1 is going to go to the Heat. Heat will also take Game 2. Mavs end up winning Game 3, but the Heat take Game 4. They can close it out right here in Game 5, but the Mavs say no. If the Mavericks can win Game 6, then things will really get interesting. We could be looking at a 3-1 comeback. And the Mavs do win Game 6. Is LeBron about to have another meltdown against the Mavericks and blow a 3-1 lead to them? We're We're about to find out here in this game 7. And this one is going to come down to the wire. We've got to hop in. LeBron James could blow a 3-1 lead to Dallas right here. Rashard Lewis gives it into Bosh. Bosh is defended by Chandler. He swings it to prime Ray Allen, and Allen's going to do what he does best, pop a 3. But this time he misses. Mavs give the ball to Dirk Nowitzki. Dirk going to work in the post. His signature fade is good. And this game is all tied up. 41 points for Nowitzki. A ridiculously efficient 41-2. 71% from the field. And the Heat need a timeout. Miami is going to give it into James in the clutch. Let's see if he delivers. He's going to the basket for the layup. He gets his own board, goes back up, and one. Bro, my voice just cracked so crazily. I need a sip of water. Anyways, LeBron is at the foul line, and he makes the free throw. Jason Kidd going to get the screen from Jason Terry. Kidd's gonna dump it down to Dirk. Nowitzki going to work in the post here, puts up a hook and gets it to go. Dirk dominance here in game 7 as the Mavs look to pull off this historical comeback. LeBron James gonna get the screen from Chris Bosh. James to the basket for the layup, and he gets it to go. This time LeBron is not melting down against Dirk and the Mavs. He has 23 in the 4th. Jason Kidd gonna swing it over to the Jet. Jason Terry. Terry is defended by Wade. He goes to the basket and misses. D Wade grabs the rebound. Now Wade is gonna give it right to LeBron, who has been red hot in the 4th. James to the basket. Layup is off. Bosh the rebound, and he gets the tip in to go. That was not Bosh. That was Rashard Lewis. My bad. Mavs are going right back to Dirk. Dirk is double teamed here. He gives it to Kidd in the corner for a 3, who misses. And now the Heat go to Bosh. Chris Bosh in the post here. Bosh is double teamed right now. He swings it out to Lewis. Lewis gives it to James, back to Bosh for a midi, and Bosh gets it to go. The Miami Heat are dominating here in game 7. They don't want to blow this 3-1 lead. And unless the Mavs hit a 3 here, this game is probably done with. Tyson Chandler gives it into Stojakovic. Now it goes to Dirk. Dirk gonna fake, put up a floater, and miss. Despite Dirk's best efforts, the Miami Heat win a championship. LeBron James took over in the 4th. Dirk was incredible as well. What a series. D Wade wins Finals MVP. That's it for the video. Have a great day. Be sure to like and subscribe.